Hope you enjoyed last week's episode with me and my sidekick. Who's not so much my sidekick anymore because she's a grown woman, but anyways, yeah, so still mind your business, right? But today I want to talk about a bit of my business and the business of other black lawyers and black law students because, honey, of course, Tremaine is going to talk about what happened at Georgetown Law School with this white professor who felt the need to say some crazy foolishness. Okay? So let's preface this by saying that when you go to law school at a PWI, which is a predominantly white institution, chances are you're going to be the only black kid in your class. We may be one of two, one of three, one of four, but that's it. Okay? You're lucky if there's 10 of them out of the class of 100 and how much people, right? That's what we used to. The thing is, I have a unique perspective on that. We can't all go to HBCUs. I wish I did, but I didn't get to go to one. They're sometimes super expensive. But if you could get to a HBCU, that's great. But if not, don't feel like you're at a disadvantage because you went to a PWI. Because guess what? Yes, you're missing out on the empowerment of being around other black professionals and black greatness and all of that. But the profession looks like a PWI, girl. You work in a corporate law firm, you might be one of two other black attorneys, one of one. Okay? So I'm not trying to discourage nobody from going to PWI, but I feel like there's not enough discussion about what really happens in these places and what you gotta deal with as a black kid in these classrooms, okay? So now that we get the background now, oh, plus, did I say 5% of lawyers are black? Because let me say that again, 5% of lawyers are black. Okay, so it looks like the profession where you end up being the only in the room. And I feel like for me specifically, I feel like going to a PWI prepared me for certain things. Like, it wasn't shocking that I'm the only black person in my eyes. It's not shocking to me. It is what it is. You understand? But let's go back to this lady now, because let me quote what she said. What she said is that the people in the bottom in her class every year are the blacks. End quote. So what she is saying is that the black kids are the worst in her class every year. Okay, madam. That is pressure that black students take on when they enter somebody's law school every single year. And you can't tell me no different. I experienced it myself. I have walked mentees through this pressure that they put on themselves. It is already tough. And let me tell you, if you think we don't know that y'all have racist people in our classroom teaching us, you got another thing. We know, girl. We know. We know. This was shocking because she actually got fired, this lady. Right? And if I do an investigation and, you know, you can pick not to take her class and she can't teach one else no more. Okay, that's an actual example of what happened in another school where the person still works there. However, I digress. What I'm trying to say is, make sure you take up the space in these classrooms. Don't let no racist professor talk you out of your spot. You understand me? No personal views, no ignorant views from a professor should talk you out of your spot in law school. No matter what that woman has to say, or your professor like that, whoever the racist is that you got to deal with, no matter what that person has to say, or no matter how they make you feel, you earned that spot. You earned that spot. You're going to be sitting in con law class and they're going to have a whole discussion about affirmative action and why you there because of affirmative action, which don't even... But guess what? See, because Tremaine knew that it was my 4.0 GPA that got me to law school. You can say whatever you want, sis. I'm going to sit here in this dashiki upsetting your soul every day while I learn and keep it pushing and get the hell out of your class. Keep it pushing. Keep it pushing. Do not let these people distract you from what you are there for. You are in law school to walk into your purpose. Don't let nobody talk you out of that, okay? I'm not going to sit here and go on about, oh, you know, screw that lady or da-da-da-da-da. But what I will say is this. Don't forget that you are at a handicap when you get to law school. I'm talking to the first generation badasses like myself, who were the first in their family to obtain a postgraduate degree. I'm talking to you right now, okay? You are sitting in that classroom, leading the way for your brothers, sisters, cousins, and everybody else, showing them what is possible outside of the four walls of wherever you guys grew up. That is huge. Stand on that. Stand in proudness because of that, okay? So when you sit in a classroom with Billy, and Billy's getting A's and Billy answering all the questions right in class, and you're like, how the hell is this happening? Don't you forget that while we might be there on scholarships, we have loans and stuff, we can't afford everything. Billy has all the resources, honey. Billy walked into law school knowing that he needs the crunch time, okay? Billy walked in knowing he needs the Q&A book for con law. See, if you don't know what I'm talking about, DM me, sis, we'll figure it out. But he knows that stuff because guess what? He has brothers, cousins, sisters, best friends, everybody. He knows somebody that's been at this particular law school probably. He has all the outlines. That's what's happening while you are there figuring it out for the first time. Okay, someone's already figured out a lot of it for him. Not to say anything against people who happen to have those resources, because you have to work hard regardless in law school. But when you come in not having those resources and not even knowing that you don't know you need those resources, you are at a handicap. You understand? They don't talk about those things. They just say, oh, they're the worst in the class. It's not that you are the worst in the class, my dude. You just have, it takes more for you to be in that seat than Billy. That's all that means, okay? If you notice, and I see this every year with students, you come in and everybody's stressed out and freaking out because you're dealing with the imposter syndrome and everybody seems to have it figured out and you don't have it figured out. Yeah, you don't have it figured out. You understand? Most of them are pretending they have it figured out by using the other outline. But by second semester, you figure out the trick. You see? You figure out what you need. You figure out that you need the supplements. You figure out that you need whatever. But sometimes at the beginning, you don't figure that out yet. And that's okay. The problem is, in figuring that out, that's how we lose a lot of our first year black students. Okay? So here's the charge that I have. If you are currently in law school and you are a 2L or a 3L and you are not helping the 1L students that come into your school do and be the best they can be, shame on you. I said it. Shame on you. 5% of us are black. And if you don't take that statistic serious, something wrong with you. Reach back. As the great H.T. Smith said, reach back. Reach back and pull up the ones behind you, man. Help them out. They don't have the resources that everybody else has. And you know it because you went through it yourself. Just because you were able to pull off the A's and whatever doesn't mean that the next person does not need your help. Okay? I'm not saying you have to do what I did and be the president of boss and start a 1L retention committee or whatever. But maybe you should, damn it. Or at least help in the committee if you don't want to do that kind of stuff. Pick one black kid and mentor that kid every year. Whatever the case may be, do something, man. Come up and do something. When you make it out of the first year, you know what that feels like. Why you not helping the ones behind you? Oh, you too good for it now? You feel like you better than them now? Because you made it out and you made it out with good grades? No. Reach back. And that actually goes for alumni who will make it out. I get it. I get it. You make it out of the mental Olympics you have to go through in a PW and you're like, whatever, I don't never want to be in that building again. Cool, you don't ever have to go back there. But reach back, bro. Reach back. Donate your supplements. Give a scholarship a year. Not even like a scholarship. Buy a textbook or do something. Give back. Don't just leave and just let that be it. You can't be like that. Or it's going to stay at 5%. It's going to stay like that. Okay, I love what my generation is doing. We have started all kinds of initiatives, things like mine, but that are like beyond what I'm doing. I just do the mentorship side. I know friends who are law school coaches who like walk people through the application process, all kinds of stuff. Becoming JD, Black Girls Do Law, Jazz Talks Law, like that kind of stuff that people are doing is incredible. But honey, that's just this much of us. The rest of y'all just sitting there complaining about the issue and sending us screenshots about, oh, did you see this? Are you going to talk about this? Why are you not talking about it? Why are you not holding schools accountable? Huh? Thankfully, I will say that my school, we're blind graded. But I do feel like in a lot of schools, we finish worse because of implicit bias. I really feel that way. You understand? And it's so frustrating because, like, a school like mine will tell you, oh yeah, we're trying or whatever, and then Black History Month come and go and y'all don't say nothing. We have to hold them accountable, make sure them doing better for these students. But you little black girl, you little black boy sitting in that classroom right now before that racist professor, don't let that woman intimidate you. Don't let that man intimidate you. You are exactly where you're supposed to be at. You earned that spot. You earned that spot. You belong exactly where you are. Don't let them talk you out of your spot. Don't let nobody talk you out of your spot in law school. You know how hard you had to work to get that damn seat? Everybody has to pass the LSAT. Everybody has to, have a good personal statement. Everybody has to have a certain type of grades in undergrad. Like, you earned your spot. Why are you going to allow somebody to make you feel like you didn't earn that spot, man? Get out of here. Not trim. Okay? A lot of people in my year nicknamed me the Queen, sis, because I walked around like I owned everything. Okay? I didn't own everything. I owned that damn spot, though. Okay? I own that spot amongst me and the other 2 black kids that were in my class. Okay? Don't play. Own your spot. You earned it. Don't let nobody make you feel like you don't belong there. Yes, you do. You don't have to keep your head down and go through. No, take up space. Go for SBA president. Why not? Why not? Shout out to Constance Lee, Reginald Guillaume, okay, from my school. People who were like, no, yeah, it's just 1 or 2 away, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Okay? Constance was the president of our SBA with that afro the whole time, honey. Fabulous. Take up space, man. Take up space. You know why they got the audacity to be like that? Because the people above them weren't pretending like they weren't black. They weren't in there pretending like they had to keep their head down and go through. No, friend. We had an event every week in Black History Month for our boss. So we had the Shiki Day, all kind of things, okay? Blackity, black, black. You belong exactly where you are. Celebrate your culture. Celebrate who you are. Celebrate your accent. Celebrate your braids. You don't gotta have a wig or a weave to be acceptable in their law school, honey. You don't have to not wear a head wrap. You don't have to not have your natural hair. Okay? If you choose to have a perm, because Trim had a perm under the braids, honey, or you choose to wear your fabulous wigs and fabulous weaves, cool, no problem. Protective styles. You know what I'm saying? However, you don't have to do that to be acceptable, to be palatable for these people. Take up all the space. Take up all the damn space in their school. Make them uncomfortable. Why you must be uncomfortable? That same racist professor I told you that I had my first year, when I saw how she was my first semester, the second semester I had her again for another class, and I sat right up front in a dashiki every Tuesday and Thursday. Head wraps. If I wasn't wearing a dashiki, I had on some Black Lives Matter variation of a t-shirt or something, taking up space. And I passed her class and got out. Okay? I don't care if she remember me, honey. I took up the space. Take up space in these schools and reach back. Reach back. You make it through one a year. Don't just get lackadaisical and get complacent. You have to help the ones coming up behind you. They don't have the resources that everybody else does. Do better. Do better. I'm challenging all of y'all to do better today. Do better. We can do it if we band and work together. Look, every other culture bands and works together except black people. What wrong with it? Huh? No, man. As for me, I will continue to do whatever I can in my power to help black students get through law school. Mentally and with the books, honey. I I will continue to do everything I can. The statistic must change. When the statistic changes, they won't have this kind of stuff to say about us. Okay? You can do it. You can finish. You belong where you are. And when you're finished and you graduate and you pass the bar exam, nobody gonna be able to say nothing to you. Nobody gonna be able to say nothing to you. You earned it. Congratulations. Take up the space in it. Take full advantage of that opportunity. Don't let anybody make you feel anything less. That's the word of the day.